Let's talk about Anthony and the babe. The babe.
Fluffy, sexy panda.
Oh, fluffy, sexy panda. I like that.
That is exactly what I was
very
in his
cute.
phone for the longest time. And he is still in my phone as the babe. Mm-hmm. He is the babe.
The babe. Aww.
I actually contemplated a recent change. I think that I would like to put him in my phone as the gummy bear of my candy cornea.
I have no clue what that fucking means.
Oh my god, I love it.
You know exactly what that means.
Oh.
That's Lady and Children.
Oh my gosh, I love it. You guys are cool. So let's hear a little bit about your story. How long has this epic romance been happening?
God, it's been
A
almost
long
13 years. But I remember my old cryptic ass, because I'm older than Anthony is, and so
5
I have
years
to
older
remember.
than me.
You know what? 5 years is a lot. 5 years is a
Well,
lot.
if you can
Okay,
make
the
it
difference
12
between the
years,
80s
then
and
you can make it
90s.
forever. That's what I say.
Yep.
You gotta remember where we came from and like go and dig through the recesses of my mind. But yeah, no, we met a long time ago. It was actually, my cousin had texted me. It was a random day off, and I was like, she's like, my friend, you know, he's got this band, and like they practice, so you want to go and like hang out? And I'm just like, sure, I don't have any homework. And I remember that was the exact text message. I was like, yeah, sure, I don't have any homework. Went over there, and I remember walking up.
Say it.
What?
You can say it.
What?
Say it.
No, I'm getting there.
Oh.
But I'm building momentum here, like I'm painting a picture, you know, like for the people who cannot see us yet, you know. Any poodle doodle.
I'm picturing it right now.
Yeah.
In my mind's eye.
Guys, take a journey with me back in time. So there we were. No. No, so anyway, so it was a text message, and we went over there, and we pulled up, and I'm like, I don't even know what I was expecting, because honestly, I've never been to a band practice before. I was in marching band and all that in high school, so like for me, I'm just like, yeah, intrigued musically, like how is that in a more casual setting, like let's go do that. I mean, I have nothing to do, whatever.
Yeah.
So...
I don't have homework tonight.
Yeah, this exact text, like literally, I feel like that's been ingrained in my head because it just seems like the most hilarious thing to me whenever I think back about it. But we walked up, me and my cousin, and I remember he was loading equipment, and he was wearing his oversized pants. Like literally, he wore pants that were like probably
huge,
like 4 sizes too big.
We saw a kid wearing those. Darren called them something. What are they called? Starts with a J.
Jankos.
Jankos. Dude, we were walking through the store and Darren's all, babe. I look over, he's like, that kid's wearing Jankos. I looked over, there's a kid fucking walking with these big ass fucking pants, and we're like, whoa, that shit's coming back.
It is
crazy.
Coming back. The 90s are coming back. That is a side
Sorry, I hate you.
for sure. But anyways, yeah, he was wearing these oversized pants, and he had the little transitional lenses, like, and at the time it was outside, it was like very much Matrixy because it was like in the dark too, and it's like kind of falling down his face. Yeah,
with his Jankos.
Okay, wait.
I can picture it.
Hold tight.
My mind's
Hold
eye.
tight. No. Yeah. Close your eyes, guys. Anyways, but he had his hair like the usual way. Back in the day, nobody knew, but Anthony used to be very into the wet look. Okay? The guy would wet his hair at every chance. He'd be like, look who wet my hair. You know?
Nobody told me about mousse. So
Yeah.
I was just like,
oh, you know why you got that curly hair, huh?
yeah.
It's the frizz. But you feel like it gets puffy, so you gotta get wet, right?
Yeah.
It does, but it
I
was
feel
just
you.
perpetual. But when I saw him that day, he had his hair was like coming down his forehead, you know, because it was like wet, and he was like kissing his stuff. And I just remember thinking to myself, like, you know, I don't know, like, I'm trying to, like, gather, like, what I think of this dude, because she was like, oh, yeah, you know, they practice, like, you know, rock music and stuff, and I just, like, oh, hey, and I remember him looking up at me, because he was, like, crouched down, trying to get
doing
his
stuff.
equipment stuff. He looks up at me, And then kind of quickly went back into his stuff. And then we went into the practice area, which is just a garage. And I remember texting my cousin. I'm like, there are no hot guys here. I was like, because I mean, we singles at the
This
time.
one guy, he'd be okay, but he keeps putting water in his hair.
It's like, dude, like, that's what sweat's for. Put in the work.
Come by that shit naturally, damn it.
I'll help you, and I did.
She did.
And she's been helping him ever
I
since,
did.
you guys.
Yeah, and it was crazy. It's like I met him, and it was a slow burn for us because it's like he.
Well, yeah, 12 years and just engaged, but it's
Yeah.
hot and heavy now, guys.
Life happens.
Now it's hot and heavy. No, you know what? I respect that a lot because, you know, if you can be in a relationship for that long and you're just like best friends still, it's like you could last forever. So
We literally talk for hours. Every night it's a ritual.
You're best
of ours.
friends,
Yes,
yeah.
we talk for 2 hours, 3 hours sometimes in the middle of the night. And I feel like that's like the basic key of our relationship is that no matter what happens after we put our son to bed and you know the day's winding down, we talk. We talk about everything. We talk about plans, all of those things, and I think that's what keeps our relationship very.
Well,
Yes.
it's because when we started dating, when she was explaining in a very detailed manner about how she made me. So I actually told her over the summer because it was a secret I kept from her for a majority of our relationship. And I didn't tell her when we started dating because I didn't want to come off as weird, you know. I didn't want to be like too strong.
Yeah.
So I always try to play it cool with her and, you know, and try to be at a distance a little bit. But I had told her over the summer, I told her I have a secret, and I was just reminded of that secret this summer. And she thought it was going to be like this big, like, epic
well, yeah,
thing.
when you preface it that way.
And I kind of rode the wave. I kind of like,
secret.
yeah, I have a secret. So I let her like think for like 5 minutes about it. And it was bad. I shouldn't have done that. But when I told her, like, her emotions were like super high. When I told her, she was crying, in a good way. But I told her from the moment you walked in the door to the garage, I was in love with you. I told her I was in love with you. Like, I know it's cliche, I know it's stupid, but I was in love with her from the moment I saw her because it was like, this is like my dream girl. It's like,
Oh, you're pretty cool, Jen.
Put
I
that-
just
put
met
that-
you and I'm in love with you too.
I'm like, put
Love at
Latina,
first sight.
tattoos plugged. She had dimple piercings at the time, and
Yeah.
I was like, I have never seen a girl like this before.
I have never seen a girl. I love that.
Who is this? And
Who is this person?
She's my person. She's my person.
but when she came into my life, I was kind of already seeing somebody else, and so it kind of
Ruh-roh.
yeah.
Raggy.
So and after a couple months, at some point I just gave up. I was like, you know, I'm never going to get with this girl. She's way out of my league. Like at the time, I was smelly and my hair was always wet. You know?
Always a wet guy.
I was wearing like
Don't
not
know if
great
you
clothes.
understand.
And but we would started hanging out. After
But that
practice.
chick, she was not cool, huh? She wasn't making you happy? The ex?
Oh no, my ex is insane.
I don't want to go there, but
no.
I'm just saying, you're the reason that you were able to like be so enamored with Jen is because you were just like, this is the girl that I'm supposed to be with.
Yeah.
Your heart just sometimes just pulls you towards what what's your destiny.
And
you know,
I was like automatically like gravitated towards her, and so we were actually auditioning singers that day, which is why her cousin was there. And her cousin didn't get the gig. Right off the bat, I looked at the guys and like, no. And not to be mean, you know, all the guys have that.
well, it just doesn't. It works or it doesn't.
Yeah, and they were like, no. And then so Jen had said like, oh, well, I sing a little bit. And I was like, because we were looking for a female vocalist at the time. And I was like, well, why don't you try? And she was like, okay. And she was like nervous, and she was like just being nervous, whatever. And I went up to her and I was like, look, if I can do this shit, I told her, if I can do this shit, if my goofy, smelly ass can do this shit, you can do this. And that made her...
Now only half true.
Half true. But I was like, that made her laugh so hard.
Right.
And from the moment I made her laugh, I was like, I can make her laugh, and that was a stupid joke.
You're like,
you know?
oh shit, there's a connection.
And yeah, so over the course of I think about 3-4 months, so you know, we were just friends. We would hang out after practice, and we would just hang out, talk for hours and hours, and we would go to the park and hang out. We would hang out like at, you know, wherever the hell, and yeah, it was one night.
And you've been doing that ever since.
Yeah, it was one night Halloween. It was Halloween.
Hey, no, it was our relationship has been marked with blood since the beginning.
Oh yeah, that's the whole thing. So she got the gig. I didn't mention that. She got the gig. And so at the time, our band, the way we would celebrate is we'd all get beers and we'd all just kick it for the night and get to know the person. And so me and Jen were just talking, and I don't know what happened, but we started wrestling, and
there was alcohol involved.
There was alcohol.
Ladies and gentlemen, there was alcohol.
And so
that's called sexual tension, my friends.
Oh yeah, and I got punched
that's
in the mouth
called
twice for that.
let's wrestle.
and she ended up. I don't know how, but she ended up on top of me, and I just joked. You know, I was just being funny. I was like, "Oh, I like it on top."
I don't know how, but she ended up on top.
And I was on the floor, and I was like, "Oh, you know, I like it on top." And then she's like, "What?" And then she got her fist.
Oh shit!
And I didn't believe it. Like, you know, see, I'm like, "Oh, she's gonna act like she's gonna hit me," and she straight up cold cocks me in the fucking mouth.
Oh.
And I was like, "What the fuck was that for?" And she's like, "You want another one?" And bah, again. And I was like, "What the fuck?" And I was bleeding so much, like there was blood on the floor.
There was a blood stain, and there's probably, I want to believe that there is still a blood stain in that garage somewhere, probably painted
Oh my
over.
gosh. It reminds me of Saving Silverman. He's all, "You're the hardcore bitch I always dreamed of."
What is it? I'm the needy, whatever fucking.
I don't remember. Oh, I love it.
That's how it was.
And she punched him too, I think. That was a, yeah.
Yeah.
It was twice, man.
That was funny.
Yeah. So yeah, she punched me twice, and then yeah, I had given up on her because I was trying to make a move, but nothing was working. I just said, "Fuck!" I threw my hands in there. I said, my whole thing was I was already in love with her, and I was, you know, because I got to know her even more over the couple months, and at some point I just, it's never gonna happen, and I just rather be friends and be a part of her life and be one of her best friends. If I can't have anything else, that's perfectly fine with me, and it was Halloween that year, and we both went to a Halloween party, and so her cousin, another cousin of hers, I was kind of talking to a little bit, wasn't really feeling it, but I was like in this like weird space, and we had our whole group, and I was asking, "Hey, who wants beers?" And her cousin said, "Oh, I would like a beer." So I go to the cooler, like that was like 20 feet away. I go to the cooler, and I'm like, "Okay, I'm gonna get a beer," and then I turn around, and her cousin starts walking my way. And I'm like, "Hey, what's up?" And she tells me, "Hey, I think you're..." I'm fucking weird looking, I know. But her cousin was like, "Hey, I think you're really cute." Her cousin said, I think you're really cute and you're awesome, and I think I'm really interested in you." And I'm like, "Oh, cool. Well, maybe we can talk later." And she smiled at me and walked away. And then I look at Jen, and Jen's like, you know,
"Oh, hell no."
And I don't know what it was, but I don't know what she was thinking. I was thinking like, "Oh, now you're talking to my cousin, like, you better be careful, whatever." So I walked back, and I'm like, she had said, "Hey, I would like a beer too." And I was like, "Okay, I'll go get you a beer." So I went back to the cooler, got a beer, turned around, and now she's walking my way. And I'm like, what is going to happen? Like, is she going to kick me in the nuts or something? Like,
I'm a fire.
Oh, shit. He's like, I'm scared and turned on all at the same time.
Fearfully aroused.
Yeah, I was like, oh my God. So she's walking my way.
I think she's the one.
And I'm like... And I'm preparing the lecture in my head, like, "Hey, don't hurt my cousin. You know, that's my cousin, whatever." So she's walking my way, and then she tells me, drops this bomb on me, and I told her, like,
that she likes you.
She was like, "Look, well, what did you say?" Like, I know what you said, but I want to hear you say it.
Oh my gosh, what is it? I love this. You are so cute.
I think you're cute. Walks away.
That is not what happened. No, that is not what kissed my ass. That's not what happened.
I get nervous.
So she knew. I guess she knew like what her cousin had told me.
Yeah.
And her cousin was shooting her shot, and then she was like, "Hey, I saw my cousin come over here, and I just want to let you know that I think you're really cute, and we've been friends for a long time, and I'm just putting that out there. I think you're really cute and awesome." And then walked away, and here I am holding 2 beers, and I'm like, what the fuck just happened? I'm looking at my little brother off in the corner, and he's like, "Fuck yeah, Tony!" And I'm like, "What?"
Hey, give the beers to Jen. Right? If you're smart, you'll give the beers to Jen.
But I think what really sold it was our first date.
Give her the beers.
We went on to a double feature, and we saw the first Paranormal Activity and Where the Wild Things Are. And the first Paranormal Activity, like that was the first movie we saw that night, and we were fucking dying laughing the whole movie. And our 2 other friends who were on a date, they were just, what the fuck's going on? And here's me and Jen just, ah.
Oh my god, that's totally
You know.
Dude, that movie, that scary movie one, the haunted house movie,
yeah.
Dude,
that's so hilarious.
that is like the equivalent of what happened on that movie.
Yeah.
Like, it's just like so comical. Like, oh my god. Besides all,
Just because you put
yeah.
a shitty camera on
That
it,
movie
does
is
not
hilarious.
make it a realistic thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, it's just like the Blair Witch. That's all they did, you know? It's like, make it silly, or, you know, and I mean, these days you can make a cabinet shut easily.
Yeah.
You can, it's all special effects. I mean, don't get me wrong, I believe in paranormal shit. Paranormal stuff.
No,
No,
that was
not
fake
at
as hell.
all. It
Yeah.
was, yeah, no.
Yeah, I
It
was
was
like,
bullshit.
Like
I'll
you-
say it.
Bullshit.
Bullshit.
Bullshit, bullshit, bullshit.
I think I remember Jen screaming at the theater, like at the strangers. I know how they shut the door. I know how
She's
they
like,
shut the door.
I took cinematic production for 3 years, and I know what is going on right now. Yes, I pick apart movies too,
Yeah.
because with
Well, no,
this
I'm a
whole
horror
thing,
fan.
I
Like,
used to do-
iconically watch
Yeah.
the corners of the movie. It could be like a
Yes,
love
it's
story,
like, how
and
did
I'm
they
looking
do
at
that?
the corner behind them, and like, yeah, they're totally gonna pop up right over there. It's gonna happen right now. Jump scare. Okay,
Yeah,
that's so
I
great.
predicted that. Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
So you guys, I brought you a pumpkin. This is actually for you guys.
Oh, thank you.
It's for your home. Even though you've been together for a really long time, you're not quite newlyweds yet.
Not yet.
That is great. You get to milk that shit. Like,
Yeah.
we've been together 12 years. Guess what? We're newlyweds. Yes, it says count your blessings. And I thought, you know what? Infinity, 8, lovebirds. Thanksgiving is in a week.
Yep.
We have so
Count
much
your
to be
blessings.
thankful for.
Yes. So put that in your home.
Thank you very much. That's awesome.
Yes, I figured I was gonna bring a Sharpie, but I completely forgot. But I was thinking we could write like, you know, a little 8 on the back or something like that, and
Definitely.
for you guys to commemorate your
Yeah.
8s.
You can find one.
But you guys can do that. Yeah,
you.
whatever you want. Yes, of course.
She's gonna hold on to this for the
Hey,
rest of the
hold the
podcast.
pumpkin.
Yes.
That's your pumpkin. I was gonna put it in a bag and be like, "Here, guys, I brought you this," but then I was like, "It would look so cute right here."
I thought it was a decor thing, honestly. I was just like, that's cool.
Yeah. Oh,
pumpkins, 'cause I
good. She
mean-
brought a pumpkin.
Hey, I'm a Halloween
Yes.
person,
No.
you know,
Absolutely. Well, it's
365
like I
just to
said,
be there.
Thanksgiving is in a week. You know, so I was like thinking, like at the end of this, maybe I'll have you guys say like 2 things that you're grateful for with each other.
Yeah.
We're gonna get mushy in a minute.
Aww.
Yes.
It's like every night for us for the last like 4 months.
I know, I can tell. I literally was like, these 2 are so cute. And I love your post with,
Thank you.
like, the one with your head in her lap. Like, you can just tell how much you guys love each other.
He's the
And
writer
it's
for
so
sure,
wonderful. It's wonderful.